Hello mga kabibig! Welcome back sa ating bagong YouTube channel. Ito ang pinakamaingay na YouTuber sa balat ng YouTube. Ako si Kabibig, maglabag-labag na tao with evidence. Ako po, international lawyer na to kabibig ha. Ako, may napansin sa ICC. Law expert. Flag gaps in ICC arrest procedure. So, posible bang kasuhan? Nako po, i-share ko sa inyo, baka sabihin niyo naman gawag. Kabibig, mahilig ka talagang gumawa ng chips. Hindi, ito, news to kabibig. News na news to at the same time, mga kabibig, Pangulong Duterte, eto na kabibig ha. Si Pangulong Duterte at saka yung bago niyang legal counsel, ito kabibig, merong napansin ang bagong counsel ni Pangulong Duterte na parang ano ba, tungkol sa health and mental condition ni Pangulong Duterte. At gusto nilang i-reassess ito. Hala! Iba! Iba ang bagong legal counsel ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito muna kabibig, ang unahin natin, itong international lawyer na posibleng magsasampa ng kaso ng ICC. Nako, ito nga ang sinasabi natin, babaliktad ang mundo. Ito kabibig ha, i-share ko sa iyo ito oh. Ayan oh. Ito na. Law expert flags gaps in ICC arrest procedure. Tingnan nyo ha. Law expert yan by Franco Jose C. Baronia. Basahin natin. O, ayan o. Yan ha. An international law expert. International law expert yan ha. I think nabasa nyo naman dyan. Klarong-klaro naman dyan, di ba? Basahin natin. Said the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte was carried out without compliance with Article 59 procedures governing the execution of International Criminal Court warrants, raising unresolved constitutional and jurisdictional questions before the Supreme Court. O yan na. Yan ang sinasabi natin. International law expert Melissa Loha in Thursday afternoon said Article 59 of the Rome Statute requires that ICC arrest warrants be executed through domestic legal processes in the country of arrest. Yun na nga. So anong ginawa nila? Hindi nga nila pinaalam sa local court natin. Diretsyong sinakay si Pangulong Duterte sa eroplano. At tama pala, international lawyer to ha. She said this requirement, when read alongside constitutional protections under Article 3 of the 1987 Constitution and the rules of court, which means an arrest should have first been brought before a local court for judicial examination. Yun na nga ang ginawa ni Bato ngayon. Diba? Humihingi siya ng TRO sa Korte Suprema. Loha said that under proper Article 59 implementation, a local court would have verified the identity and authority of arresting officers, confirmed the identity of the person to be arrested, and ensured that the rights of the accused were observed, including access to counsel and the reading of rights. Nangyari ba to kay Pangulong Duterte? Ito, local court would have verified the identity and authority of arresting officers. Diba? Merong bang ibinigay na ICC warrant of arrest kay Pangulong Duterte? Confirm the identity of the person to be arrested and ensured that the rights of the accused were observed, including access to counsel and the reading of rights. Meron ba siyang counsel sa Pilipinas? Wala. The court would then have determined the validity of the ICC warrant and its execution before any transfer of custody. So ang Korte Suprema ba, vina-validate ba kung totoo ba itong ICC warrant or hindi? Diba? Then after that, pwede siyang ma-transfer of custody. She said the steps were not observed in Duterte's arrest. Yan na nga. Duterte's son earlier questioned the alleged violation before the High Court, but Lujan noted that the timing complicated the court's ability to intervene. Yan na, Korte Suprema. Luja also pointed out that the former Duterte lead counsel Nicholas Kaufman did not raise Article 59. Nako yan na, nagkabukingan na. As a jurisdictional issue before the ICC. She said she was uncertain whether the new legal counsel handling the case would pursue the same argument. Yun na nga, kabibig. Diba? Nakita ng isang international lawyer na itong si Nicholas Kaufman, hindi nga niya ni-raise itong Article 59 sa ICC. Hala. The expert said the matter now before the Supreme Court has been revived by subsequent developments involving Senator Roland De La Rosa, noting that the court may still be compelled to rule on the constitutional questions to prevent similar issues from recurring in future arrests involving other officials, which is tama. Law has said Article 59 intersects with domestic legal requirement under Philippine law, stressing that a person may be deprived of liberty only upon a warrant issued by a judge. She said this principle is reflected in the rules of court, which require that a local court first examine the warrant and ensure proper procedure before any deprivation of liberty. She added that had Article 59 procedures been followed, Duterte would have had access to remedies such as habeas corpus and appeal mechanisms at the domestic level. Sana, kung ano tong Article 59, sana hindi malipad si Pangulong Duterte sa The Hague. Sana pwede si Pangulong Duterte makahanap ng remedyo gaya ng habeas corpus or appeal siya sa domestic level. On the Senate discussion surrounding De La Rosa, Low has said lawmakers and supporters of the senator have argued that a live domestic investigation under Republic Act 9851, the Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, genocide and other crimes against humanities should take precedence under the principles of complementary, thereby excluding ICC jurisdiction. O, yan na kabibig ha. Yan na ang sinasabi ng international lawyer. Nga na naman. Nga na naman ang mga netizen na galit kay Bato. Diba? Ay nako, so kung sana hindi agad-agad, no? Pinalipad si Pangulong Duterte sa ICC, pwede pala siyang, yung Article 59, na pwede siyang humingi ng remedyo sa local court, mag-ano ng habeas corpus. Pero ang Korte Suprema wala pa ring nilabas na desisyon tungkol sa isinumite na na ni Kitty Duterte at Basti. Parang walang pakialam ba ang Korte Suprema or masyado lang mahinay, hinay-hinay lang ang kanilang action hinggil dito. More than a year na si Pangulong Duterte nandun sa ICC pero wala pa rin silang action. Diba? Tapos kung ano yung ginawa nila kay Pangulong Duterte, gusto nilang gawin kay Bato. Ibahin nyo si Bato. Kung hindi man lang that time matanda na si Pangulong Duterte, baka masilisihan din sila ni Pangulong Duterte. Kasi mahina na si Pangulong Duterte. So, yun, ang ginawa niya para wala ng gulo, sige, nagpaubayan na lang siya. Pero marami siyang ginawa, nag-question sa, and so on and so forth. Diba? Kaya ngayon mga kabibig, itong bagong ICC update, the defense of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte asked the court not to set a trial date yet, arguing that his health and mental condition must first be reassessed. According to the defense, former President Duterte is suffering from a progressive neurological condition that affects his memory, reasoning, and ability to concentrate, and they contend that this may prevent him from meaningfully participating in the proceedings. So, yun na nga sinasabi natin, matanda na kasi. The defense requested that independent medical experts conduct a new examination and that court regularly monitor his condition throughout the case. They also argued that if former President Duterte is found fit to stand trial, the defense will still need substantial time to prepare, noting that similar cases before ICC took between 14 and 19 months from confirmation of charges to start the trial. In addition, the defense asked the prosecution to provide a complete and timely disclosure of all witness statements and evidence, including a trial brief that clearly explains how the prosecution intends to prove the charges. Yun na, ang galing ng bagong legal counsel ni Pangulo Duterte. Magkaalaman na talaga kung itong mga witnesses na to ay peke or hindi. The filing also urged the court to limit the use of prior recorded statements in place of live testimony, insisting that witnesses should generally testify in person to protect former President Duterte's right to confront the evidence against himself, which is good. Limitahan ng korte na magamit ng mga recorded statements. Dapat yung mga witness makikita ni Pangulong Duterte, kaharap ni Pangulong Duterte, insisting that witnesses should generally testify in person to protect former President Duterte's right to confront the evidence against him. The defense further raised concerns that the charges remain overly broad and requested a more precise and self-contained statements of the allegations. Yun na. Talagang hinashasan na ng legal counsel ito ha. Talagang tinitingnan bawat statement. Masyadong broad to ha. We need more precise, more self-contained statement na mga alegasyon. Finally, they asked the court to consider whether former President Duterte advanced age and medical condition would require accommodations, including the possibility that he may not need to attend every hearing in person. Pero mas gusto ko yung sinabi dito ng legal counsel ng Pangulong Duterte na kailangan mag-attend yung mga witnesses live. Nako, yan na. Maganda tong awayan na to. Live silang mag-attend para live silang makita ng Pangulong Duterte at makilala ni Pangulong Duterte. Diba? Hindi na daw puro mga mga recordings na lang. Bakit puro recordings? Ano ba yan? Pwede namang kung puro recordings lang, there's a possibility na pwedeng diktaran yung witness na yan. Pero dapat talaga live. Questionin ng mga lawyer. Tapos sabi ng legal counsel na dapat precise, more precise and self-contained yung mga statement ng allegation. Hindi yung puro broad lang na parang wala kang makukuhang impormasyon. Yan na, kapipig. Ito na ang hinihintay natin. Diba? Naku, excited to mga kabibig. And I'm sure, sabi nila November 30 daw ang first trial ni Pangulo Duterte, pero sabi naman ng kanyang legal counsel, hindi muna magta-trial kasi kailangan pang i-reassess yung mental health condition ni Pangulong Duterte. Kailangan independent medical doctors ang experts ang mag-conduct ng new examination. At kailangan din na ma-monitor regularly kung ano ang kondisyon ni Pangulong Duterte. Yan. Sabi ng depensa, si Pangulong Duterte nagkaroon ng problema na niya itong progressive neurological condition. Neurological condition, it means it affects his memory. Naapektuhan na yung yung memory niya, yung reasoning niya, and ability to concentrate sa hearing. So pwede itong maging balakid sa trial kung ito ang sitwasyon ni Pangulong Duterte. So yun, mga kabibig, excited na. In fairness, magaling yung legal expert, ang legal counsel ni Pangulong Duterte. Hinimay-himay na ang mga witnesses statements. Tinitingnan na ang mga witnesses statements. Pinag-aaralan na ang mga witnesses statements, mga kabibig. Nako. Ay nako, kailangan daw complete and timely disclosure of all witness statements and evidence. Ala, paano yan? Kailangan makita nila. Including a trial brief that requires clearly explains how the prosecution intends to prove the charge. Yan na. Iba ang legal counsel ni Pangulong Duterte. Yun lang kabibigyan atin this libag-libag for the day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Bye everyone. See you next time.